Hi, welcome to Aidans Railways. Today, let's look at a train set. Hello and welcome back to Aidans Railways. Yet again, with the build up to Christmas, I thought we'd take a look at this. This is Hornby's Christmas train set for this year. When this was announced, sort of midway through 2019, I was really excited, and so was Aidan, about this train set. It's a very basic train set, but we were really excited because although Christmas isn't about Coca-Cola, everyone remembers or gets excited when they see the Coca-Cola advert on the television, or they see the Coca-Cola truck near there where they live. So we were excited to see this because we thought this would look great underneath the tree as well, and it's got so much scope for other things on a layout. You could have a Coca-Cola factory, or you could just have a Christmas Coca-Cola train running through the layout. But here it is, something I will bring attention to, and whether or not it was intended for this purpose or not, I don't know. But right in the corner here, it states for adult collectors. Now, I don't know whether that means that Hornby's aimed it at adults, or whether Hornby has put that on because of small parts, and if people will potentially give them to children, I don't know. Or because potentially it's going to be a limited run, I don't know. And that potentially they're thinking that in the future it could be of value if it is a limited run. But it does state for adult collectors on it. So you get an oval of track, and I'm not too sure what radius it is, but we're going to have a look. This set hasn't been opened, so this is the first time I'm opening this set. So it says here, resplendent in Coke red livery, this train set is for the adult collector. Offers an almost timeless, iconic interpretation of the Coca-Cola brand, representing the logistics involved in bringing Coke by rail from the factory to the doorstep. So let's open it up and let's have a look. Ooh. All of it's very crisp and tight to open up here, so let's see how hard it is to get into. Just quickly before we continue to move on with looking at this, I've just seen on the back, look at that, that's absolutely lovely, isn't it? Really shows you the locomotive in its rolling stock, just on the back of the box there. But it certainly looks Christmassy on the packaging. So Hornby, yet again, they've moved to what appears to be recycled cardboard, which is great. It feels a lot tougher, but gives a bit of flexibility with what's inside there. The polystyrene ones had a tendency to degrade and fall to bits, and you'd have bits of polystyrene on your train and things like that, and it wasn't particularly great for the environment, so that's brilliant. Let's have a look. So here's all of your double curves for your oval, and let's have a quick look. Yes, third radius, so quite a large circle or oval that will create. Two straights, one power straight, one standard straight. Yep. There we go. Power adapter for the controller. Not an awful lot's changed there over the years. And what we have here is one of the newer style basic controllers, although they seem to have upped their game, Hornby, with these newer style controllers. Important information on here already, and in various languages as well. This is a standard model railway analog controller designed for use with the Hornby analog locomotives, combined with the power pack. It's capable of controlling locomotives hauling both light and heavy loads at a reasonable speed. It may be necessary to adjust the dial so that excessive speed does not cause the train to derail on curves or over technical sections of the track. So we'll just take that off if we can. Yes. So we've got the little socket here for plugging the transformer into it, and we've got the wire with the connector to go into the power straight. But there are two other things on here, and this actually feels like it has a bit more weight than the old controller. We've got a high-low setting, which is great. So I suppose that does help if you have got less experienced younger people using the controller, or if you potentially got someone who's a little irresponsible using the controller. You can actually set it to a low setting. So I'm assuming, we'll soon find out, that that is going to reduce the speed of its maximum setting, which is great. I think that's a brilliant addition there. And we've got a positive and a negative output here for 14 volt DC. So you'll be able to put your extras onto the track, point motors, lighting, all that kind of thing. That's great that they've actually started to put that in with the controller now. So you really can, with one of these sets, you really can add to it. And it's not gonna, the cost isn't gonna go up saying, oh, I need to get another power supply just to run these points or these signals or so on. I can't imagine it would allow you to put a terrific amount of load on it, but it is a 14 volt DC output. That is, I've not used it yet, but it definitely feels better than the old controller. It doesn't feel so cheap, but it's got brilliant extra features in there, so great. As I've said in another video, I am really happy that Hornby are now including these in their sets, a railer. So you'll see me using this in videos. It's so much better, quicker and easier to get your locomotives and rolling stock onto the track using one of these. It quite literally just sits onto the track like that and you roll the rolling stock on. So much better. I'm so glad that they're now including these into the sets. So, where should we start first? Let's have a look at the this one here. Right, so we've got a lovely box fan. It's very thin. Hornby, stop doing this. Plastic wheels. Yes. If you've watched other videos of mine, you'll know my dislike for plastic wheels. We've passed that age now where we don't use plastic wheels on model railways, but I suppose to keep costs down, that's what they've done. They will almost definitely be getting changed. You don't have to. It's just I have a pet hate for plastic wheels. I think they transfer quite a lot of dirt onto the track. You don't get that nice clickety clack that you do with metal wheels as well over the rail joins as well. I love to hear that. But going back to the truck again, lovely image of Father Christmas here holding a bottle of Coke and ringing the bell here. I mean, that is wonderful. I'm just having a look. Yes, that's in my opinion, that has got to be a transfer. It can't possibly be print. Just the way it's sitting on there. I mean, I might be wrong, but it looks more like a transfer than it does a print. In which case, I would be very careful. And actually, this looks the same. There's just that. Yes, there's that tint to it where you can see the transfer. I'm sure it's a transfer line on the paintwork of the truck. So in that case, I would be very careful handling it like that because they will degrade over time. But it looks wonderful. It really does, that striking red and white. Lovely cream, sort of like a satin cream roof there. Very basic railroad truck here. It's got a weight. I can just see it inside, glued down to the base. So it is light, but it's got some weight to prevent it from leaving the track easily. You could add extra weight to it. It's just a couple of clips here and there, and that top will lift straight off. Big decouplings, reasonable amount of detail on the moulding on the chassis there, plastic buffers and that sort of thing. But oh, very exciting. I really do like the look of that. That will look nice underneath a Christmas tree, but we'll put that there. Right, let's have a look here. Yes, now, other than the printing on this, Hornby have had these mouldings for a long time. Let's try and get that there. These, as you can see, it's a double container sort of truck. I mean, this is a freight. It's a bit like a freight liner container that you'd see on the back of a lorry or transported on ships and things like that. We actually have loads of these, not the Coca-Cola ones, but loads of these in the collection with the old British Rail freight liner liveries and various other ones as time's gone on. So this has been a very simple exercise for Hornby by the looks of things to bring a basic model and bring it to life with the Coca-Cola brand. It has plastic wheels. Now, these are much smaller wheels than are on, say, this truck here. And I know Hornby do spare wheels, you can buy them in packs, but I'm not too sure if they sell metal wheels that size. I'm going to have to investigate, because I have got metal wheels on the other ones that we have, but they were purchased second hand, so I don't know whether they came with metal wheels or whether they've been converted. I will have to look into that. It's a very basic moulding. You've got your big D couplings on it. They're almost, the wheels on here, they're almost HO in scale, if you know what I mean. Very continental in size, but it's very simple moulding. You've got these little bits of plastic sticking up here, and they are purely for one thing. On the bottom of these containers, you've got the holes there, and it's just to locate them so that they sit on. And you can see I'm shaking that now. It's not going to fall off, provided you don't go excessively round the track, I suppose. But look at that. Now that definitely looks like it's printed as opposed to a transfer. That just looks wonderful, that red and white. It really does. These are very basic containers. I mean, these container mouldings have been kicking around for years. We've got a lot of them upstairs with different liveries on. A little bit more fun detail on them. And I always get scared because they're so stiff, but the doors there do open. So you could put a load in, you could put some extra weight in to keep it down, give it better centre of gravity to keep it onto the track, I suppose. But the doors do open, and there's quite a bit of detail on there, as in like moulding wise. There's no writing or anything, and if you've seen containers in real life, they've got an awful lot of information inside these doors. But that is really nice, and you get two of them. And maybe it's the OCD side of me, I don't know, but if I was putting them onto that wagon, the doors would be at either side. So if I just locate that one onto there and that one onto there, so that is effectively how it would sit on the wagon, and that really does look nice. Bit gobsmacked. I was excited, like I said at the beginning of this video, about the Coca-Cola train, but that really does look nice. So let's move on to the locomotive. So this is another locomotive that over time it's been used by Hornby on the railroad lines for quite a long time. It's standard 040 again, but this really does feel like it's got some weight to it. So I don't know what's different about it that's causing this weight. Maybe, yes, this here, this part of the chassis, that's casting, that's metal. It's not plastic. That really gives it some weight. I don't know if you can see. Yeah, it really does give it some weight. I might be wrong. I think this is a Bachmann diesel, but I might be wrong. But great big buffers on here, The decouplings you can't take off, they're part of the actual moulding on the chassis, but the great big buffers, that gives it a real sort of shunter look about it. I am never going to say that you should repaint one of these and use it for something else, because in the Coca-Cola brand it just looks so good. I think they really picked the right locomotive for this set. Wow. Right, it's not super detailed, but there is actually glazing there. I mean, it's not flush glazing, but that is so clean, and it should be because it's new. But at first I thought there wasn't any glazing there at all, but there is. It was the light that caught it. So all of these have got the glazing in. We've even got some wiper detail. It is just in the moulding, but there are wiper detail there. And I'm going to assume that's the exhaust. Some lovely moulding here for vents and the doors to open up and get inside, and toolbox area. And I'm assuming a radiator may go here because obviously it's got that mesh look at the front. It is a really, really nice locomotive. It's really got some weight behind it. And yet again, that Coca-Cola, that one looks like it's printed as opposed to a transfer. So I can understand why this potentially could have been a transfer. It's very uneven, and obviously trying to print Father Christmas with a Coke bottle and bringing some bells could be very difficult. It wouldn't probably have been financially viable for such a small set to make it reasonably priced. That is a really nice diesel. I'm just waffling now because I keep staring at it. It's really nice. Really nice. So yeah, time to put it down. Put it down and we'll get it onto the track. So yes, you've seen me put it onto the track, and some of you may have noticed there was something a bit different from the unboxing. There's the loco. There's one of the box fans. There's a set of the containers. There's another box fan, and there is another set of containers. So if you hadn't already guessed, I couldn't help myself, and we had to purchase two sets. So we've actually got another locomotive, but that's still in the box. I just felt it was so pretty, so nice, it looked so good that we needed to get another set and get the rest of the small rolling stock to go with it. Hornby are going to be producing some tankers and another box van, but I think that's for another video. But for the time being, let's see this loco make its way around the track. Doesn't that look pretty? So there we have it, everybody. That's the Coca Cola Christmas train set from Hornby. Obviously this one looks a little bit longer than the one you get in the single set, but I definitely think it was worth buying the second set. Incidentally, speaking of which, I got them at a very good price from my local model shop from Mick at Durham Trains of Stanley. So if you are near Durham Trains of Stanley or passing through, pop in, see Mick. He always has a good selection of stuff there. But if it hadn't been for the good price for the pair, then I probably wouldn't have got the two, but I'm glad that I did, because it definitely looks the part now. That's a good sized train. The controller's barely on with the diesel, so it's capable of a lot more. I think it could pull a lot more as well, especially with the weight of that chassis. So hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget, subscribe if you want to be kept up to date with any more future uploads. Feel free to comment. I try to get back to everyone, and then we'll see you again soon with the next video. Bye for now.